run away on their CT side, getting to 9, but they still lost out on the map. So gonna be curious to see if they can not replicate that this time around. Of course, we are, as we said, jumping into our first map, Black Dragons versus w7m in one of the final matches of the regular season of the Impact League. Starting things off with Amy getting a nice little opener for herself. Going to try and whittle away some of the forces of w7m. That's going to force them to pull back a little bit, start heading over towards Banana, and eventually it does get traded out. We get Sinan off the board, and that was someone that we'd mentioned was a key piece for this Black Dragons roster. Little do w7m know. Bit of a flank coming in around the corner here. They could be in a difficult spot, taking a chunk of HE damage. The smoke has to slow them down a little bit. Now they're going to be forced to check that back angle. Will they be in time? Anna holding the angle, gets caught out, and w7m able to start a rotation back towards A.
Anna had a super crucial part here. I love the backstab from her and that she took all the information on second mid, like she knew exactly where they were going. So she had a key position, but unfortunately she didn't manage to get the kills.
And now in a 3v2 situation, that bomb is going to get planted. Only 2 players left alive here from Black Dragons. Going to have to push in, and unfortunately it will be from that same angle. Gonna have to find themselves a nice little entryway there. Oh, Babs with a beautiful kill there. Getting that first one. Lay starting to move in onto the site. Takes a little bit of damage. Can't quite connect. 18 HP and a Dream has to try and get the defuse. Does have a kit. Taps the bomb. Oh, and as the peek and the swing comes through, Lay loses her life.
Yeah, that was a nice try, but she definitely had the worst cards here. The afterplant situation was just too strong for W7. They had the perfect plant position, and they were both peeking at the same time. And on top of that, when you're low HP, it's not a lot you can do. Just maybe hoping to get too fast headshots. But yeah, anyway, a very well played pistol and a good decision here to go back to A.
A little bit of weaponry available here for w7m because, of course, they did manage to get that plant down. So a little bit of an investment here from Amy as well into the scout, looking to increase their firepower a little bit. Ooh, she does a ton of damage, but it's not quite enough. The swing comes out, but she was able to escape with her life, and that's quite crucial. She's going to move back over towards that A site. It's a bit of a gamble stack over towards A, with one player over towards B, and w7m playing a really slow game here.
And it's good that they're playing a bit slow. I mean, they don't know exactly what the CTs here bought, and in the end, they still have the gun advantage, the util advantage. So they're probably just going for an execute here, and it also looks like they're just going for the B execute, and it should work 100% because Babs is here all alone with only USB in her hands.
All right, she's taking a bit of an aggressive one. Ooh, unfortunately. Yeah, Zeus doesn't pay off this time around. Would have been nice, but unfortunately she loses her life. The B site is overrun, and Black Dragons, well, looks like it's going to be a save.
Yeah, it's a better choice for sure. I mean, they invested into Cavaliers and a few Deagles. It could be pretty useful in the next round because next round for sure they have to make a full eco and just save the money. So yeah, it was kind of a gamble. It can work. I mean, it's a 50% chance in the end. Just a bit unfortunately that the scout hit Cammy just hit once with her scout, because if they could have gotten an entry, maybe then the round would have looked differently. But at least she managed to do some damage here.
And of course, w7m going to be in a good spot going into the next round. They have a full bonus. So they're not going to have to spend terribly much into that. It's really just going to be utility. Whereas Black Dragons, of course, they just kind of held on to the few pistols and the scout that they had from the previous round. So they don't really have a ton that they can spend into this. So they're going to have to keep it as cost effective as possible, which, again, it gives over a huge advantage to w7m.
Definitely, but I mean, they have a few tricks up their sleeve, I hope. I mean, I see here a full util buy from Babs, so maybe they're actually going for a mid push or something. That would definitely work with a few good flashes, but yeah, looks like they're going for the A-stack again and playing again 2-4. But Babs here again alone with the USP, so Yeah, it's a bit tough if they go for another B execute, but at least she has a smoke, so she can play a bit of time here. And let's see if Black Dragons can manage to get an entry somewhere.
Well, Anna's already 100%. And Anna's already looking to try to get that. He has a little bit of util coming through app, so she knows that there's a potential push there. And she's in a prime spot to potentially backstab. There you go. Udina takes a ton of early damage as well.
Brilliant.
Oh, there's the backstab! Anna with one. She can't make it a second, unfortunately. But, I mean, this is a good position for Black Dragons to be in with Boga on such low HP. Yes, okay, w7m still definitely favored here, but there's at least a few signs of hope, and that is quickly snuffed out as Lei gets taken out. Only 3 players left alive here for Black Dragons, and Cyclone is gonna, Sammy's, is gonna start that little bit of cleanup. Make that a lot of cleanup. 2 kills for her. That's the last player left alive. Not too much to be done here.
It was a nice try, and there was a chance for a millisecond for sure, especially when they got the first kill on Banana. Unfortunately, the Deagle shots they were like not enough to get the second. Otherwise, they could have actually won by having man advantage. But yeah, it was a nice try, and they managed to get 1 frag, which is always good in the beginning of the game to just like cause a bit economical damage and don't let the enemies save up too much money. So we will see a full buy here next round by Black Dragons. And if I can see, they actually don't have money to buy an op, so they're just gonna go with rifles here.
I love that. The Zeus pays off. Babs picks up an AK. They're gonna try and hunt her down. So we'll see if she can actually hold that into the next round. Oh, gets a second. That's nice. Take away some of that weaponry. Keep it expensive. Yeah, it's a decent end to the round at the very least.
This was, by the way, amazing by side, just like to check short and clear also this angle, because it's a pretty OP angle if you don't clear it. And she made 100% sure that there will be no surprise here in the after plant. And yeah, now it's 3-0, but we have the full behemoth. Actually, we have an up on the hand of saving the AK probably, so...
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, what an aggressive... Yeah, I mean, the beautiful coordination there, the flash, the swing out, managing to clean up, well, 4 players from w7m. I mean, Black Dragons, this aggression is ridiculous. They take out the AWPer as well. w7m didn't stand a chance.
That was perfectly played, and I love that they were just like so bold, because you could see they never expected that, right? Going so aggressive in their first gun round. This is something that not every team would do, because, you know, like you're down 0-3 anyway, and this is like the first round you can like fully invest, and then you're like, okay, let's play it safe, you know? But they're just like full confident go there and pick second mid, which is amazing, and they caught them totally by surprise.
w7m are in such a tight spot here. This essentially becomes a must-win round for them. And look at all of that early damage. Oh, the aggressive hold from Babs does not pay off, though. She's taken off the board, and that is going to whittle away some of the defenses here on the B site. w7m, after throwing away a little bit of that util up Banana, opting to pull back a little bit here, trying to fake it out and see if they can bait a rotation from Black Dragons.
That was, by the way, perfect timing to move away, because the nade for the corner would have like probably made her half HP. I think it was Anna standing there, and this was like, I was just looking at her and she literally just moved away 1 second before the nade was thrown. And now they're going towards A, but there are already 3 players on A, so good advantage here for Black Dragons.
Oh, no way she gets 3 there, and then they opt with the beautiful little bit of follow-up. And again, it's just w7m getting absolutely cleaned up. And okay, they did have a serious disadvantage in terms of what weaponry they had available to them. They weren't expecting the player to be hiding out there, but in that little connector area. But yeah, it's again, just pure cleanup here from Sinan.
Definitely, and then you have the support on long, so it was like a perfect setup in this situation. Also read very well that they were like 3 on A, so every decision here was perfect, and now they almost tied the score, and I'm pretty sure that they will tie the score if you look at the money from w7m.
Oh, well, that's a way to start out the round. Black Dragons not giving even a moment here. Whoa. again, you know, low buy. In fact, the previous was the low buy. This was the pistol, and it really was just kind of run out, get run down, and you know, buy something into the next. But like you said, right, this is Black Dragons evening up the scoreline, and this is definitely not what w7m want.
No, and now you also see them not having problems with their economy, so they fully bought now, but if they lose this round, they will have no money in the next round. So now they're literally with their back towards the wall because they cannot afford to lose more rounds. Otherwise, Black Dragon will for sure have the upper hand on this half.
Well, this again kind of feeds back to the last time they played against one another. Black Dragons had 9 rounds at the half and still lost. So they're going to need to really have a strong start here if they want to change the course of what happened the last time. And they start off this round with a nice little bit of early chip damage onto 2 of w7m's players. The pressure that they're keeping up is fantastic, and it's forcing w7m to really slow down, not giving them an opportunity to take any of that space. And it seems like they're almost forcing them over towards the A site, and that's quite interesting. I think that they've had a lot of success holding down that A site, so we'll see what w7m decide to do with this round.
It's actually perfect, like the way they played it. It's also what I kind of said in the beginning. Inferno's, like, it depends a lot how the banana control in the beginning works, and they managed to get the control, and now they force him to go to A. And now you have 4 players on the A side already waiting for them.
It's a nice smoke to try and deny those sight lines, but it's not going to be enough. Lei gets one, but is immediately traded out. Amy is there to back her up. Can Amy get a second? Yes, she's good for 2. The rest of the cleanup from Anna. That bracket position is so difficult to take, especially if you're too slow. They played it right. They smoked it off. They, you know, tried to deny some of those angles, but still, Black Dragon's just looking incredibly strong here.
They do, and they are handling their C side very, very well. Getting the control on banana very early, so it gives them the space to just like leave one person there and then rotate. So they have here the advantage, because even if all of them try to take A, they still have to fight against 4 CTs, and this is like really, really tough to win this duels, because you always will have a crossfire on almost every corner. And now Black Dragon has the upper hand. And if you look again at the money from w7m, they have to do an eco round here, and it doesn't look so good for them right now.
Yeah, I think that Black Dragons have done a very good job of controlling the pacing here. And now you see w7m, and this is pretty good, right? On a pistol round, you bait out some of that util, let Black Dragons throw it out. But Black Dragons seem to be a little bit smarter than that. They're holding on to quite a bit of that utility for later on in the round if necessary. w7m once again posturing over for an A site hit, and as we mentioned, it hasn't been terribly successful. Black Dragons now have the information that it is going to be a move in through apartments. Lei trying to hold that down, a nice little smoke just to once again slow things down. w7m have to... Go ahead.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
No,
I just want to say that was perfectly read. They tried to do a palace drop, and they countered it perfectly. And now, again, they have here the upper hand with the A side being like with 4 people here, and it's just a 4v2 right now.
Wow. I don't think we expected that to go any differently, given what w7m had to work with. I think that if you have that kind of a buy, you tend to want to take a slightly more aggressive stance, because, you know, close range, you're hardly ever going to win those duels at long range. But they slow it down, they try for a nice play, and unfortunately Lei has the upper hand, as you mentioned. So now Black Dragons find themselves at a 2-round lead. w7m have bought in again. They have an opportunity to bring it back in their favor.
They do, and I see that they invested into an AWP as well, so Eudina will try to get an early frag here in the corner, and she actually get it. That was perfect.
It's really well played. A lot of util over towards the spawn as well, to just stop Black Dragons from pushing out too aggressively as they have been previously. Black Dragons have only managed to get 1 kill for themselves. w7m have done a really good job of trying to control the space here, but oh no, Juliana gets mollied off, so she is separated from her team. She's in serious danger. The bomb is moving over onto the site. They have taken control. It should get planted relatively easy. With only 2 players left alive here, it's all down to potential exit frags, 2 versus 3. I don't think they go for this. I think this is where you just kind of hold on to your weapons.
I mean, they have the money to go for it, but they don't really have a lot to work with. I mean, they have a bit util left, but yeah, the time is running, and they could try to get maybe some early kill if they go over CT, but otherwise, yeah, they should just go back to save. Even though if they have money, it's always good to just like not waste everything in case that w7m wins a few more rounds, and now it's only back versus 3.
Well, the attempt at the exit frags didn't quite pay off. I like the idea of trying to separate one player from the rest of the team, but unfortunately at that point, they basically already lost the round. W7M do really well at reading into Black Dragons' early mid-aggression and slowing that down with util, so they have the opportunity to push onto the B site. Very well done. I'm curious to see if Black Dragons are going to be able to adapt to that.
And now we also have a knob on Cammy again, so I hope that she will maybe go for some aggressive peek here. And Judina is trying to do the same move again, peeking corner very, very early on. But this time she's getting smoked off and spammed to the smoke.
Great adaptation here from Black Dragons, realizing this is what Udina wants to do. They block her off, and now Sinan is in a really good spot here. Quite a bit of smoke in the way, so not going to be able to get anything super early on, but she's in a great position to get information, potentially get an early frag if they give her the opportunity. No! She gets her head blown off, and unfortunately that is Black Dragons down a player. And banana control swiftly in the hands of w7m, but they have also started to try and take brackets control as well. Do they realize that Leia's potentially going to be
I think she
flanking behind them? Yes.
Oh.
And it is Sammy's who takes her down. This is a much better round from w7m. Great coordination here as they give themselves a huge numbers advantage. Now they're going to start to bolster their forces moving over towards the B site as Sammy's gets yet another for her troubles. With only 2 people on the B site, this should be a fairly swift and easy take. But still w7m showing the respect that a team like Black Dragons deserves. Not going in overly aggressively, still using some of that all-important util to clear out some of those important angles. And immediately they've already pushed Cammy off of her position. Oh, not enough to stop her from getting 2. Can they trade her out? No way! Cammy with 3. It's 1 versus 2. Can she somehow clutch this out? Oh, she's popped one. She's able to get away with her life. She doesn't know where the other is. Oh my god, the pistol comes out and she's still able to get one. The bomb gets dropped. 1 versus 1. A smoke does come out. Cammy doesn't have the sights available to her. Bomb gets tapped. She doesn't know where Sammy's is, and Sammy's will clutch it out.
That was such a great play by her. All the time she like bought out here, and just like look at her how she hit all the shots, and then in the end when she knows it's just the 1v1 and the time is running short, she just hides and doesn't also she didn't fall for the like fake plant because she knew that there was not enough time. So she really played it perfectly. She was not in the best position for sure with the op there to actually win the round, but she still made it happen. This was insane, and I hope also like a really wake-up call for Black Dragons here, because they are on the CT side and they should not give away too many rounds to w7m. And winning this round, I think this could be a turning point for them to actually get maybe 3-4 rounds in a row.
I think that this is a really good time for them to take this time out as well. You know, w7m have done really well at reading into their play style in the previous couple of rounds. They've managed to make some really good adaptations, and Black Dragons have kind of been struggling a little bit to deal with that. And you know, having one person who can pull off those hero plays like Cammy is fantastic, but you definitely want something a little bit more substantial than that. So let's see what adaptations they potentially make here to try and deal with how w7m have been approaching these rounds. They do have a little bit of an advantage here in terms of what utility and weaponry they have available to them. How do they opt to use that? Not going for the super aggressive op peak from Udina this time around. They do take a little bit of early chip damage, but instead they're opting to play it a little bit safer, throw out some of that utility, and see how Black Dragons choose to respond.
Yeah, so now they got the banana control here, which is pretty good for them. They are taking space, and they can try to work now also towards A and see if they can get an entry somewhere. They should not let Black Dragons take the space back, but yeah, they're going back now, and they can smoke it off here, so to get early information. And it looks like they're going back towards A.
Now, very hesitant play here. And again, it's all about trying to find some of that information. Black Dragons this time around have done very well at information starving, not giving over, like they're not playing overly aggressively. So W7M aren't 100% sure of how many players are where. So they can't really make a decision on where they want to go. But it looks like they are going to opt into a B site push. And now there is a very deep angle being held here from Babs, who's walking straight through the smoke. Oh my god, she must have just clipped onto her while she was trying to move into the corner. She gets a second for herself before she's eventually traded out. Sinan will get two for herself as well. And now suddenly W7M have fallen apart with only one player left alive in Juliana. What looked like a round that could easily go their way, and something so small as Baps being in a deep angle, it just works.
It was a ballsy play, but yeah, it 100% worked and it won them the round. Also a bit interesting here to see that they still decided to go B, and they just left like A completely without any lurker. They could have get pushed from behind, so it was a bit of a gamble here to just like go B, because they knew that they retook like a car, and they could have been everywhere, like close up sandbags, behind car, corner. They didn't have the information how many players are there because they took like back the control, they smoked them off. So it was a bit of a gamble and it could have worked, but yeah. We have a super impactful smoke kill here that stopped them, and now it's a 7-4 for Black Dragons and another eco by w7m.
Oh, in a tight spot here. Now we're seeing the aggression we wanted to see on the pistol round, but unfortunately Lei is holding it down. The smoke isn't going to provide enough cover here as W7M's forces get backstabbed by Sinan. And again, it's Juliana, last one left alive. Can she just get one? Nope.
That was smooth. They didn't lose a single player, and they shouldn't. It's perfect split, and yeah, they're keeping their weapons. They keep up their economy, which is pretty good. So you can see that they tried to they started saving up something. Even if they would lose one round, they could completely, fully reinvest in the next one. And on the other hand, W7M, their bank is not that full. I mean, if they lose this round, it's going to be another eco for them. So they're really struggling to save up the money.
And the closer we get to the half, the more important those funds become. Now Cammy spots out one with an aggressive peek into mid. She doesn't get punished for it, which is massive for Black Dragons. Her still being alive, but Anna, or rather, well, Anna gets taken out because Sammy's is on a nice little mission into apartments. Lei, of course, will now know that there is someone there. So she's got her work cut out for her, holding quite a few angles. She's going to have to pull back a little bit. And again, W7M with one of these really, really slow defaults. First, trying to find some early information before actually committing to one site or another.
Yeah, they are giving Black Dragons also way too much space. I mean, here you have again, like they gave up B completely and now they're going towards A, but here you have 3 players on the CT side and they're just waiting for them. So actually they're going back to B, which is 100% the better call here. Going to A with having 3 players there is going to be way harder than if they just execute B, but they have to do it soon. Otherwise, the rotation will start.
I think that's what Sammy's is for, just in case somebody decides to start pushing out that way. She's got a really good spot to try and backstab. But as you said, you know, W7M, they've got to get in onto the site. They know that, or they suspect that they've managed to take away some of the attention. And, oh, the smoke play doesn't work out quite to the same degree that it did previously for Babs. She's only good for 1. Sinan is there to provide some backup, but the smoke provides so much cover that she doesn't really have the space to work with. Now she's going to be forced to actually go in for the retake. It's 3 versus 4. Yeah. Oh, the HE connects, but Cammy will answer back, or get answered onto, I suppose. And 2 players left.
And look at that backstab. This can win them the round because they're not expecting her to be CT. And 100%. She's already very close.
And there it is. The backstab works out perfectly. That position over towards apartments was so crucial. If they decided to push through mid, she would have been able to potentially get a kill or just have that information. And then she's able to go on a brilliant lurk of her own. So W7M finally get themselves another round on the board.
Yeah, that was perfectly played. Also with the lurk, very well timed as well. And this is the round they also needed to not let Dragon to have a super dominant half. And they can fully invest here in this round. And if they can keep up the momentum, it could actually become even a pretty tight score of 8-7.
I'm seeing again the slower style that they've become so fond of. And it has worked out quite nicely for them. It's all about the information game. And this is an interesting adaptation from Black Dragons. Usually they've got quite a heavy presence over towards A, but this time around they've got the higher numbers over towards B. Some of that util coming out, banana control very swiftly given over to w7m. Oh, what a shot just before the pop flash comes through. She's able to take out Cammy. Beautifully done here, but the second flash comes out and no, the backup from Bokor is fantastic. Only 3 players left alive here. It is going to be a rotation once again through a mid, but Sammy's, she's on that lurk again. This backstab could come up huge, and to be honest, they don't really need it with a huge numbers advantage and with Yadina doing so well on that AWP. Oh man, it's just disgusting. And there it is. That's another round in the bag for w7m.
Well, and now I think we will have this 8-7 score in the end. So we have here really low buy for Black Dragons. Perfect entry here, by the way. This was like the first entry was amazing, half flashed, and she still managed to get this headshot. And then they tried to retake, I think with an antenna flash, but she was like fully blind, so she managed to get another kill. And from this on, it was already over because there were like 4 there on B, and only Sinan, I think, left on the B side. With literally no chance.
All right, Black Dragons getting 2 for themselves here. And Anna picking up an AK as well for her troubles, but not too sure they're going to be able to get too much more done here. It's somewhat durable. Maybe Cammy can get a rifle for herself. We've seen what she's capable of. They might just opt to hold on to the AK. And while we wait for that, just a quick update on some of our other games. B4 Esports versus MIBR a few minutes ago was at 8-4 in favor of B4. End game 4-1. Over Independence, and Furia 11-4 over Parabellum. So some relatively one-sided matches going on, but quite happy that we've got the spicy one, because this seems to be a pretty close affair.
Yeah, for sure, especially with this 8-7 score. I think, yeah, I mean, it's like also a typical Inferno score if you think about it, but it would have been good for Black Dragons to have a few more city rounds, and yeah, it looks like 8-7 for sure. I think the 1v3 here is too tough to win. Time was running also, and yeah, we're going into the second half, and now we will see how strong Black Dragons team side will be.
We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll have the second half of Inferno.
No way to come down, too late to pray for me. 'Cause I'm going high. spark the fire, blow up the storm and see the light, yeah. I told my friends that I could run on water, and they said nobody can. They'll see me flying through the sky, yeah. Play hide and seek behind the clouds. I show my friends that I'm not scared of dreaming, and I'll do that again, over and over again. Suddenly, the heart and chest feels heavy. The calm is just a memory. It's failing me, and I know I could never surrender. My being.
Welcome back. We're jumping into the second half of w7m versus Black Dragons here at the ESL Impact South America. Now, Donna, you wanted to chat a little bit about some of the players that had been standing out to you in the first half.
Yeah, so on Black Dragon's side, we had actually a pretty incredible half by Kami. She had almost 100 ADR, which is really impressive, and followed by Silence. So yeah, I hope they keep it up on this T side.
Oh, well, pretty good start here. Very, very back and forth as w7m take a nice aggressive push into mid. They have allowed the bomb to get planted, and Cammy, well, we have seen what a standout player she can be. Gets one for herself, but is traded out. She does buy quite a lot of time for her team. Allows them to get into a good position here. w7m start to push in over towards the site. They know that they have to check both angles. They're not looking behind them. But Lei, instead of going for that backstab, opts to rotate around instead. Yadina gets taken out. And Sammy's will trade it out, one of her own. Oh, she doesn't have a kit. There's no possible way. So now it's just to try and get this last kill. And she can't do it. Lei will get the last kill and secures the round for her team.
Yeah, that was a decent pistol and also well played in the afterplan situation. They didn't overpeak in the end. Very smooth. And now they already start the T side with winning the pistol, which is very, very important. And I hope that they will not mess it up in the eco round, because this would literally reset their whole bank.
Oh, it's in a tough position to be in here. And they have bought in quite heavily as well, so can't afford to make any mistakes. Oh, and the aggression pays off. Cammy is good for 3. She loses her life, but she basically secures the round for her team. That was a ballsy play, but it pays off.
Yeah, I mean, nothing you can do more, right? They went into a full eco. They didn't force this round, so you don't have a lot of options. You can either try to stack one side or to just like go aggressive and hope that you can early on pick up some guns and then maybe play around those guns, try to get some other entries, which maybe would have turned around. They tried it, but yeah, we had here really strong Galil play preventing it, and now it's a 10-7 for Black Dragons.
That's a good start for them, and it's one that they need. Remember that they did lose this map the last time they played against w7m, so to get as much of a lead as possible is definitely the most important condition for them here. They're going to start pushing it over towards the A site, and w7m have basically given up all control of bracket, so that gives a lot of space for Black Dragons to push in. However, there's a strong presence here on this A site, and that first kill is going to get quickly traded out, and the strong presence begins to pay off. And oh, Juliana ratting it out in the corner there, manages to get 2 for herself, and that's fantastic. Cammy, last player left alive. Not too much to be done here. Her position is more or less known. Trades up to an AK. Little bit of shots peppering through. But there's really nothing to be done.
Well, if she manages to get the kill now long in case they peek her, then maybe she has a chance. But actually, she's going into apps maybe to trying to get some information. I mean, they still don't know if she's on side or if she maybe moved back. So this is all about who will maybe rotate or who will peek. And now she has a bit more information here. She sees that the long players are a bit more in the back, and it will at least go for the bomb plant. But now it's a low chance to win it.
There you go. little bit of extra cash in the bank at the very least, but I did like the attempt at the mind game. You know, start pulling back towards apartments, take some time, see if you can trick them into rotating. That didn't work out. And I mean, given the fact that there are 3 players left alive, you even if they did decide to rotate someone off, you still have enough players left alive to take care of 1 player theoretically. But unfortunately, doesn't work out that way. So at least they get that little bit of extra cash, and this is a pretty big spend into this round for Black Dragons, given the fact that all they got was a bomb plant.
For sure. I mean, they invested into 3 AKs, so we will see how much impact these AKs will have. It will be important for them to get a few early entries here. And they also have a lot of utils, so they can try to do some late execute in the end. They went for the fast banana control. They got the banana control, which is really good. And they just have to try to keep it and not let w7m take it back.
Well, Baps, of course, playing a little bit of an entry position there, running straight through the molly to get that early control. Hands over the util. I think this is the moment, right? This is where she's like, all right, guys, I'm going in. Cover me. We'll see if it pays off. There are 2 players here that she can potentially get some value onto. Pop Flash comes out, but she doesn't spot anything, and she's giving a lot of time over for her teammates to start rotating over towards A. But w7m haven't bought into this. They still have a 3-stack over towards this A site. It is still heavily guarded. Now it's going to be all about how they use this utility to try and gain a little bit of space. Molly will come out, smoke comes out as well, and that's going to force the w7m players to pull back. And now they're heading back towards B. I mean, this has just been a game of fakes.
For sure, it's like kind of almost a double fake, and now they're just hoping for the rotation that actually already started. So this is for them the perfect timing. If they smoke CT now and do the execute now, they're in the best position to win this round, but they have to be fast.
Yeah, they're taking too long. Bruna's already back. The Molotov comes out. She spots one on the cross. Is able to take down Sin, and bomb is dropped. And there's Bokor in the back, able to get one for herself as well, as Black Dragon's forces just start to fall apart. Lei not even able to get one for herself either, as Cammy's the last one left alive, trying desperately to spray and pray. How is she not dead yet? Eventually, she will go down.
That was a bit of an unfortunate situation for her there, but it was at least a try. So this actually was a really good plan here, and they had the perfect. They were in the perfect position because you only had 1 player on B, and the other player already rotated towards long. So just if they would have been like, I don't know, 2 seconds earlier, maybe this round would be theirs. But here, very well, also Molotov by Bruna. She kind of stopped them and caused a lot of damage, which was very, very important.
Oh, very, very early on. That's going to be Juliana getting the first kill of the round. And again, with this being an anti-eco, you expect it to just be a little bit of cleanup. Cammy's good for 1. Oh, the reload. But she still can't quite make it a second. Black Dragon's trying to keep it relatively expensive, managing to get 2 for themselves. Yeah, if Lei can get 1 more, then it's actually not a bad eco for them. And there you go. She's able to get another one. Go on, girl. Make it a 4th for your team. Let's see if we can get that to happen. Pulls out the pistol, but no, the AWP is just that little bit better. You know, just a little bit.
Yeah, also, but do you have advantage being in this corner with the AWP? So yeah, it was a nice try, and honestly, pretty good round for them because they caused a lot of economical damage, and this is what they probably also aimed for. And now they have a full buy round. They even invested into an AWP, so I'm really curious what Kami will try to do with her AWP here, and if she will try the same thing like Yudina to go early for some early entry here.
Well, looks like Baps once again playing that tip of the spear, running it straight up Banana, and Kami will get that first kill off elsewhere. Baps does a ton of damage, but takes a lot as well. The HE to clean it up, and it's a clean trade between these 2 teams. And then again, that just forces Black Dragons to slow down a bit. Now, there is a little bit of aggression out towards Boiler. We'll see if Black Dragons do clock onto that. They have smoked off the left side, and And of course, Yadina is still able to get one. Nobody's expecting her to be there. Ooh, that shot misses and she gets sprayed down through the wall. Position known, and Leia's not having any of it. Now they start to advance their way in onto the site, and Sammy's, well, she's been incredibly good up until now. Let's see if she can continue that. She gets one for herself. Gets traded off eventually, but Juliana will avenge her. It's now down once again to a 1 versus 1. M4A1S versus the AWP. Which one is going to come out on top? Cammy gets the plant. She misses the shot. Tries again, misses again, but she's still alive. How is she still alive? What is happening? Juliana trying to chase her down with the USPS. Not going to be able to get too much done. Throws out an HE, tries to get a little bit of chip damage, and so she does! But Cammy comes out on top with the kill. Wow!
She actually switched the weapon. I think she lost the trust in the AWP because she missed this first shot, and she was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna take this Galil and finish the round like that. So, yeah, a bit maybe lucky that she got away here with the 2 shots and didn't get killed. But yeah, really important round here for Black Dragons. And they managed to get here the upper hand, but just by 1 round.
Oh, while we're on a bit of a broken bye, we'll give a little bit of an update. Fury have won their first map, 16-6. B4 versus MIBR is tied up 10-10. So things are looking very spicy on that front as well, as Yadina will get that first kill, but is instantly traded out by Baps, who has been pretty entertaining to watch, to say the least. See if she can get a little bit more value out of that. But for now, we'll be on over with Anna, who's able to get one from the boiler room position. And of course, it's followed up nicely from Cammy. Juliana is going to take out Anna, though. That's going to give Black Dragons, at the very least, a numbers advantage. They also have a little bit of a weaponry advantage coming into this one. So W7M have to play their cards perfectly. And thankfully for them, Black Dragons are playing this very, very slowly. So that's going to give a lot of time for Juliana to move into position here. Start to aggress in. Bokor with a boosted position gets 1. But Juliana is traded out. And Amy with the AWP. Well, of course, it's Amy with the AWP. A fantastic shot to secure Black Dragons another round.
Yeah, it actually got pretty close up in the end, right? Only 1v2 left. Important kill here also from Boiler. And what I really liked is in the beginning, w7m, they used the Furious Smoke, and Yadina went for the early op kill. And it looked like Black Dragon didn't expect it, or they didn't see that it was like a back smoke. So this early entry actually was I saw a chance for them to win the CT rounds, but yeah, then they just like got rushed over, and now it's a 12-10, and they're in a full eco, so it should be 13 pretty safe for Black Dragons.
And that'll already beat the previous score they had against this team. Last time it was a 19, what am I saying? 16-12 in favor of W7M. So if Black Dragons can win this one, then they're already doing better than they did previously. And just a quick update on our third game going on off stream. Endgame versus Independence, 9-6. So it looks like it's heating up across the board. Sinan takes a slow push, and she's able to win out that one. Position, of course, known now, so has to be a little bit more careful. No, the pop flash is big. She gets a third before she's eventually traded out. Thankfully, W7M are still able to get a little bit done, but not a whole heck of a lot. And as you said, that's the 13th round for Black Dragons.
There was some good shots here by Sinan, but actually pretty good also that they managed to take 2 weapons away from them. And yeah, now it's 13 to 10 for Black Dragons, but you have a full buy here by w7m, and I'm really curious what Yadina will do here, because she picked up the AWP again, and maybe we'll see another peek from Car with a Furious Smoke, or she will go for a mid peek. I'm very curious what she put up in her head, and I do hope that we will see something aggressive by them now to just like surprise Black Dragons.
Mm-hmm. I mean, despite the fact that they've won, a few rounds with W7M constantly keeping it so expensive, they're still not able to come in with a full. I mean, they could, right? They could actually force it and make it happen with a full buy here for Babs as well. But why risk it? So it does keep them in a little bit of a tight spot economically, but I did like that little bit of a boost, and unfortunately it didn't get much. Didn't actually spot out anything either. So not 100% aware that there's a push potentially coming in from Boiler here. They're going to have to be very, very careful about the angle that they're watching. Because, yeah, it really doesn't look like they're expecting it. But now with that little bit of utility being heard, that should somewhat give the game away.
And also the steps, they made like a few steps, so they should know at least 2 apps. And they're ready for that. They're ready for that.
Oh, Yudina, that was dirty. She gets one for herself, and that's going to give Black Dragons. We'll put them in a bit of a tight spot here as they start to push in. Now they have smoked off right side, and Amy will take down Yudina. Revenge for Layers. Now they start to push in over towards the A site. Of course, they do have the numbers advantage, but Juliana is just so good. Manages to get that first one as she pushes out through the smoke and is positioned to get another one. The positioning here from w7m is great because they can cover so many key angles and entryways in onto this site. And of course, going to have to smoke herself out there just to provide a little bit of cover as things once again slow down for Black Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, they barely have user left, only a nade and a Molotov, and time is running low, so not a lot they can do. They really have to try to get this A sites very, very soon because they only have 10 seconds left to get the bomb planted.
Juliana gets mollied out of her position. Amy, oh, Cammy, she knows that Sammy's is there. So as soon as Sammy's head pops up, she's able to take it clean off. 3 versus 2 here in this post plant. w7m just going to save. I mean, they had full control of this site, but Black Dragons were just better.
Yeah, they won the aim duels. The key position, I would say, in this situation was for sure mini pit. You should manage to get at least a kill from there. But yeah, didn't work out in the situation, and then they just like could go on A because getting a kill from this position would have 100% stopped the bomb plant and just like buy more time, so they would run out of time and maybe panic or something. But by not getting the shot from mini pit, it just like allowed Black Dragons to go on side. They had enough time to plant the bomb, and they have to go for the save because they don't have that much money either.
It's a bit rough that Black Dragons lose 2 of their players to the bomb at the end there. Definitely not the position that you potentially want to be in, but they're able to buy in relatively well, so not the end of the world. And yeah, I mean, if they win this round, that puts them on match point, and then we go to Ancient, right? And then that was their map pick. It was the big surprise pick that came through. So I mean, this is so important for w7m to come out on top of. This is their map pick, and as things are going now, they're looking like it's going to be a bit of a tight one.
Doesn't look good, and they also don't know what Black Dragons here really prepared for Ancient. So yeah, I would really try to get this map for 100%. But insane entry here by Anna, by the way.
Okay, unable to get one, but Babs is going to be able to get one as well. They only take a small amount of damage as Sammy tries to push out of apartments, but immediately gets taken down. Holy, Black Dragons just not giving an inch here. Bokor is going to be able to take one out. So try to keep things expensive, but at this point, it is too little too late, and she's going to have to save. There's no point trying to reaggress because next round is the last in the half, and I mean, their money is not looking good. Not in the half of the map.
Not at all. They have 1 AK and literally no money. I mean, you have a bit money on your Dina, so yeah, she can try to buy something, but the rest will have to go with pistols here. So I don't know, maybe the best decision here would be to just like try something aggressive, push down mid, or just like leave the AK alone on B with some util and stack towards A with the pistols. You could do something like that. So yeah, I'm really curious what w7m are gonna do now because they're kind of with their back against the wall, right? They don't have a lot of choices here and not enough money in the bank to go for the full buy with all the util and stuff. So yeah, I'm curious how this round will end.
Honestly, I think it's gonna end with a Black Dragons win, but we'll give it a moment. w7m, of course, a little bit on the back foot here in terms of util and weaponry as well, but we know that they are a very smart team. So we'll see if they can make some very, very necessary adaptations. Of course, they need 5 rounds in a row to take us to overtime. It's a tough ask. See if they can get it done. Lots of util getting tossed down. Banana here, trying to deny a lot of that space. But for Black Dragons, it's there isn't really a lot of intention there. They haven't taken over that space. They're just trying to pull out as much of that util as possible, and they've done a really good job of it. W7M down to the last few dregs of utility left available. Of course, Black Dragons will have guessed that their economy is in a tight spot here. So to pull out so much of that definitely will be a boon for them. Now they start to smoke off brackets. They left a gap in the smoke, and that's going to be good for 2 for W7M. A beautiful start and exactly what they needed, but they're going to need a little bit more as now Black Dragons start to pull out of the A site. Nope, they're going to pull back in. It's just a little bit of a time bait. W7M are so spread across the map here. You're going to have to be very quick to react. See if they can respond.
Yeah, now it's all about if they will catch the library player, because I think they're going to meet very soon. But Boko is actually not peeking, so she's playing it safe. And they got into long, but she has a key role here. She can literally just get all the frags.
Oh no. She started to rotate over towards B. They didn't realize there was a regress over in towards A, and that's going to be Black Dragons getting 2 more kills for themselves. 2 versus 3 here. W7M, a slight miscalculation could have cost them the map. They have to try to re-aggress together. They're not in a good position here. Let's see if Bruna can find herself. Yes, she finds herself an M4. So that's a little bit of extra firepower available, but the pot flash comes out, and it is good for 2. And that's Black Dragons winning out the first map of the series. Look at that excitement. I love it.
They're so happy. They deserved it. You can see that they worked a lot on this map, and they had some tricks up their sleeve. I love how they went into long, and they just like sneaked up there. It was also like a bit unlucky timing, right? Because when she started